Hey there, brilliant people. So today I want to talk to you how to be an agent of meaning. Now, what do I mean by that? So the truth is that most people, if you ask them, they want to have a meaningful life. And interestingly, of course, a lot of the times people, what they mean by having a meaningful life, it can vary a little bit. But generally what it boils down to is they want to feel that their life has had some impact, that the world has changed or the future of the world will be different because of something that they've done. And this is the key to understanding what it means to be an agent of meaning. If you think about any story that you've read or heard about, the thing is that if you take most of those stories, the meaning is actually derived from the ending of the story. I mean, yes, the whole story sort of leads up to that moment and it gives us context to that meaning. But if we change the meaning of most of the stories, the story would be very different. It's like the Cinderella story. If the prince, if one of Cinderella's sisters actually managed to convince the prince to marry her instead, it would be a very, very different story. If if in a Avengers Endgame, if right at the moment, if that last sort of 10 minutes of the movie was removed, the ending and therefore the meaning of that whole arc, it would have been very different. So, so many stories, if you look at them, they talk about somebody being, having a redemption arc, meaning like whatever they've done through their lives, what they do at the end of their life, it actually can create a completely different meaning for their whole life. So I guess you could plan on having a completely different meaning, but of course the problem is that you don't know when the end of your life might come about. So what do we do if we want to actually have a meaningful life? I mean, of course, this is what most people talk about when they're talking about purpose. But the truth is if you live with conscious intuition, and there's a video that I made about, 5 steps to conscious intuition that, you might want to watch. But when we live in our integrity, when we live via conscious intuition, we're living from who we really are. So the impact that we have on the world is a natural product of us being who we really are. So by living in our integrity, we're creating the meaning that we embody anyway. So if you want to be an agent of meaning, live in your integrity. So I hope that is inspiring. If it's not, if you have any questions about that, put them in the comments below. But as always, remember that you're brilliant.